on the right side of your screen.
Oh yeah, he just goes around.
Yeah, Stenhouse had to have had some kind of problem. I can't.
Larry said that he'd get on Earnhardt, said, don't you think
Whoa.
what's
Around.
Oh, my
Hard in the wall.
Oh, that was a hard lick.
And that is Brian
Vickers.
Vickers.
Right rear tire went down to me.
My gosh, that was a hard lick.
You know, we saw that car really dancing around. You made a comment about it, DW. And the next thing you know, he went to go into turn 1, and the car just turned around.
Oh my gosh.
Your performance.
Yes. You got to have some sort of
right up ahead, right in the middle.
Bam. Gosh, that was hard hit.
He almost missed it.
Tonight, and the cars are probably running 200+ miles an hour as they go off into turn 1. Watch this thing.
You can see just a little bit of smoke come off this 14 car just as he starts to get into turn 1. You can start to see the sidewall of the tire hanging out.
There she goes.
There's just nothing you can do in that situation.
Goodness.
Oh, Clint Bowyer just caught him. Let's ride with Kurt Busch in the 41 through this.
Broken there in front of you then. There you go.
Maybe he could see that smoke, and you could see he started lifting much earlier than cars around him, trying to anticipate it and get out of the way. And I think he did a great job, for the most part, missing it. I think might be a little bit of damage on the right side.
All those blue blocks you saw, that's safety foam between the outer door skin and the roll cage. 6 cars involved.
I need to take a breath, and I'm really excited that I'm up here. Right now.
Around goes Johnson.
I'm gonna tear it all.
Yeah, he hit the front splitter, ripped the front end right off that car.
Caution waves.
Be done.
The nose of that 48 is all torn up.
Got Jamie McMurray on the outside. I think that's Casey
Mears up on the outside there.
And you can see they just still are on his quarter, and it pushed Jimmy up into the 13 just a little bit.
Oh, man.
And it looked like maybe him and the 13 got together. Then him and Menard got together.
Menard may have given Jimmy a little shot and pushed him up into the 13.
And that area where Johnson went off is the bus stop chicane for the sports car races here, and it's a grass to asphalt to grass transition. You end up being a farm tractor going through there.
It's just a really awkward position to be in.
Real tight. Oh, boy, Kyle Larson did a nice job there.
Let's ride along with Jimmy Johnson.
In and out. In and out.
Watch his hands. I think he was just in an awkward position.
Yeah, it was like the air from the car on the inside.
All caught up in this mishap, and then lap 44, Jimmy Johnson, 5th time here in the Unlimited that he does not finish. He was running 10th at the time. And with Chase Elliott, who's in the 24 car for Jeff Gordon, watching all of this, a rough.
Yeah, we're going to see Casey Kane here leading the 1 car of Jamie McMurray. As they come down the back straightaway, Jamie just starts bump drafting the 5 car, and it starts getting the 5 loose and getting side to side, and eventually it just turns them right into the outside into A.J. Allmendinger, unfortunately. You know, I talked about this earlier. It's just really difficult to bump draft these days with the way the bumpers are shaped, and that's the risk that you're going to take, even though you're trying to get that car ahead.
Well, when we look at the cars in the corner, think about how close the bumper is in the corner. When it gets on the straightaway, look how high it is. The car gets light back there.
And here's what Jamie McMurray had to say.
100% my fault.
Held off all comers, 3 laps to go. The Ford's trying to gang up on the outside. Now Logano drops to the bottom in front of Matt Kenseth.
Oh, no.
And a car's in the wall. It is Kurt Busch.
Wow, it looked like something. That looked like a tire.
Yeah, almost like that damage he had on the right rear.
Oh, there's more
something
smoke
else
up
going
ahead.
on the back straight. Big wreck.
Big wreck on the back. Holy smoly.
Wow, I did not see that.
Logano and Edwards running right at the front, and McMurray trying to sneak past.
There's Carl
Eric
Edwards.
Almirola,
Here's
Kyle Busch.
Everybody is in there.
Is there anybody that didn't crash?
My.
Another
Heck.
Kurt Busch high on the outside, the black car toward the back.
Yeah, we saw him. He goes up the hill. Looks like lost the right rear tire, maybe.
pretty good chance of that. He definitely was loose right there going in there.
And so we're watching him and what he's going to do.
Let's watch from the Goodyear blimp and see what happens at the front of the field.
Oh, wow.
Edwards and Keselowski touch.
And then they maybe touch again.
Squeeze play.
No, you know, Mears in the 13 bammed into the 2 of Keselowski and shot him into the 19 of Edwards.
I'd love to hear the 19 car spotter to see if he thought he was clear there, because he definitely squeezed that 2 up there, and I don't know if he was quite clear of it.
I believe the 13 got into the back of the 19 and drove him forward.
Easy, get middle.
You could tell.
This is looking off turn 2. And things jam up in a hurry.
Man, how many wrecks do you see on the back straightaway? I mean, one right after another.
Well, and the thing that happens here late in the race, nobody's checking up. And this is when I say bumper cars at 200 miles per hour, because it really is. Nobody's going to check up. If you've got momentum, you're not about to give it up.
All right, here's Carl, and he's going to run up here, and he and Brad make a little contact.
And he really stalled the 2 out right there.
Then the 2 fights back on the outside, and they touched, but I think the 13 drove the 2 up into the 19.
Yeah,
that's what it looked like.
I think that the 2 and the 19 started making contact, and the 2 started checking up a little bit, and the 13 had nowhere to go but in the back of them. And like I said, nobody's checking up right now.
All right, Keselowski. And
wow.
Whoa! No, that's it.
it's all at the back. We may make it to the checkered flag. The wreck is at the tail end.
They're 2 by 2. You're clear by 2.
Leaders on the back straightaway. Coming hard. Caution waves. It's over.
Caution. Hell yeah.
Gibbs goes to victory lane in the Unlimited. Here's the mayhem on the last lap.
So it looked like Hamlin put a big block on the 27 car. The 20 gets right in there behind Menard, and then as they got into turn 1, it looked like they just ran out of room between the 20 and the 1. He was already side by side with the 2, and then caught up the 78 in that as well.
Just one wreck right after another. It's amazing.
So when that little incident happened, when the 11 blocked the 27's run and the 20 was right behind him, it just stalled him out a little bit, and that 1 car had momentum coming right to the center. He saw an opening.
That means he will almost certainly have to fall back on his qualify. Oh, it is Colwitt. He is around. Reagan misses him. Caution waves.
Get ready. 4 tires. Get ready.
Black car, second in line.
We talked about how important this was. This was the move that could get you into the Daytona 500. Michael McDowell put a big spin on him, and then the 7 car behind Regan Smith had nowhere to go and got into the back of the 98 and turned him. Now that right there shows you that closing rate and how important that pass was.
As this unfolded, David Reagan may have gotten just a piece of him going by down on the apron. Reagan right there.
And we saw Brian Scott got a little bit of damage or contact that sent him spinning also.
Roof flaps did their job.
One car length. That's the difference. Chevy versus Ford. Spinning goes Brian Scott to the infield, but Dale Earnhardt in a row. Tough break for the rookie from Idaho. In the 500 there. Let's have a look at down on the inside toward the back of that group.
Wow.
Around goes Brian Scott.
Boy, that didn't take much at all. We saw Michael McDowell drop down to the inside, actually trying to help out Brian Scott, and it just brought that car around in a hurry.
I just think, Jeff, it just shows how much on edge these cars are. They get in traffic and the air gets to moving around. You're just so. Whoa, baby.
Busch to block, down to the bottom, up to the top. Busch to block.
No. Blocking. Yeah.
Trash heap.
We're in grass at 2.
What a mess.
Got wild. Let's have a look.
Now, this is just a sign of how bad everybody wants to win this race. Jamie McMurray, great restrictor plate driver. He gets a good run, but he doesn't quite get there, and then he moves up to block the 48, who has a good run coming on the outside. They make contact, and here's the results of that.
Kurt Busch just went right through there in a shower of sparks. Here are the 3 most badly damaged cars. And Danica, so there is Jimmie Johnson, 3rd in line.
You're going to see the number 1 of Jamie McMurray getting a big run here. He's got a little bit more of a gap to the 48 than I think he'd like. He tried to make the move. Kyle closed the door. He comes up. He knows if he gets in front of Jimmie Johnson, that's going to be the push that he needs to get by the 18. Unfortunately, he was just a little late getting there, and then they make contact and turn Jimmy all the way around, and then he gets hit from behind.
Well, McMurray had to, I mean, when the 18 was so far out in front, McMurray had this incredible run, and he was coming up on the back of Kyle Busch. And
yeah, Tommy Joe is one of those guys that has never been here in a truck.
It did
Looks
have
like he cut a tire down, didn't it?
Did have a tire issue.
The yellow is out for the first time. Restarts always fun. We'll have one when we
Study if you're planning on winning this race throughout the event to make sure you know exactly what to do later.
That's Tommy Joe going right through the middle, right in front of Timmy Hill. What a fortunate break for Timmy Hill in the 49 truck that he was able to avoid.
Well, that's just
44.
a great job of driving by Timmy Hill. He had reacted quickly, but not too quickly. Didn't opportunity to make your pit stop.
I would have wanted to be on pit road when the caution flag comes out. Look here, we're going to have an accident like we were talking about.
It's the 18 of Cody Coughlin, and the 23 collects Christopher Bell.
It happens all the time when you do that.
The big question is how much damage. Looks like some pretty significant damage to the 18 of Coughlin and the 23, obviously, of
flat.
Take a look at it, and this is as they're trying to get down to pit lane and get down to speed.
Watch the yellow truck of right there. Cody Coughlin. He ran into the back of Spencer Gallagher, and that caused that mess. And you can see the 9 truck of Byron sliding his tires. He should have come on to pit road. That would have been a free pit stop for him. Now he's having to do it and lose all his track position. But you see, was there contact into the back of the 18?
Looked like Ben Rhodes maybe in the 41 truck ran in the back of Cody Coughlin.
How
Christopher Bell gets some damage there.
Watch Sauter. This is an experienced veteran. He knows. Look how far to the left he is. That's where you want to be, except for a truck comes sliding by him on the inside. 2 trucks.
Unbelievable job by Johnny Sauter. What a veteran move.
Sauter can't let off. That caused a big crash. Look at Enfinger. Oh, there it is.
Enfinger around, Cameron Haley around, Ben Kennedy.
They got this. 4-8.
Huge crash in turn 3, and Daytona with 8 to go.
I didn't see any way they could continue to run like that.
Look at Terrio, tore all to pieces back there. Fast truck.
Ben Kennedy involved. William Byron involved. Suarez. There's Chris Fontaine.
I'm in under his own power. Watch it. Here's how it happened.
The 3 wide.
We knew 3 wide wasn't going to work, but it actually happened inside. It looked like the 17 of Peters might have gotten into the back end of the 13 of Cameron Haley.
And that was right beside Matt Crafton. He got, hard contact.
I thought maybe they had a chance to straighten it out, but then it just stacked everybody up so much. And then if 3 or 4 rows back, they started wrecking.
You can't see, Phil. You don't know that those guys.
Earlier in the show tonight,
we've seen it all night. Watch Peters hit. You can see he wasn't right behind the 13 of Haley and knocked him into John Hunter Nemechek. Nemechek's able to continue, but behind them, what a mess.
Looked like it actually lifted the back end off of that 13 truck up off the ground.
Watch it from the on Brown.
There's our forward on board.
Keep coming low. Come on low. Keep coming outside. Coming. Top is out. Come on low. Come on.
I think he was going to be okay until Cole Custer bounced off the wall into him.
And just remember what we said. You're 6-8 rows back. You're still wide open while they're crashing. You can't see what's going on yet.
What a save by John Hunter Nemechek, though.
Behind you. Run to go.
The white flag is out.
They're going to crash.
Sauter with a big run. They're crashing. Christopher Bell upside down. To win, and he did it. Christopher Bell believe it or not, walked away from it, climbed out under his own power. The ride taken in the 4 truck on the outside, second in line.
Peters gets bumped.
Looks like William Byron got jumped by the 86. Look at Timothy Peters on the inside as Christopher Bell tumbles down the front straightaway. Timothy all the way to the inside of the racetrack. Is, you know, a lot of new pavement down there, guys, and that makes such a huge difference. They don't get any grass. A lot of huge pavement scrubs off a lot of that speed.
I count 13 rolls for Christopher Bell. Watch it.
Well, Daniel Hemrick almost went underneath that 4 truck of Christopher Bell.
It's a testament to the safety of these racing vehicles that Christopher Bell can take that kind of ride and then drop the window net and climb out.
Very fortunate that these trucks are as safe as they are. Look at this truck just get out of control. Probably about the fastest part of this speedway, Phil, right out of the tri-oval.
It just starts tumbling.
That young man with his dirt racing background, I'm sure he's had many barrel rolls in his career, but none like that.
And Michael, I know you've been upside down. I've been upside down like that. The flipping's not that bad, but it's the landing that hurts. And that thing landed about 6 or 8 times pretty hard.
What about Brandon Brown? He slides through there. Looks like he's going to be credited with a 4th place finish.
I think he might have got in the back of William Byron, and that's what got in the back of the 4 of Christopher Bell and turned him sideways.
Wow. But we saw, you know, experienced driver like Timothy Peters. Let's watch this view.
You coming to reckon, back it up, back it out, back it out, back it out.
Wow, he had to turn hard left to avoid the flipping Christopher Bell.
You're right, Phil. All that pavement down there, Gabe.
Just really opens up a lot of options for them for later on.
But he's working his way back, already knocking on the door of the top 10, despite the fact he made that pit stop into Bobby Labonte, and they're out of shape on the back straightaway. That's Jeff Burton in the 43 sliding through the grass. Second caution of the afternoon, and Bobby Labonte also gets turned around.
And that was just a chain effect. You could see those cars. Yeah, it starts up here with the 2 car. It looks like he's backing up trying to get a run so he can stack that lineup. And as it got 5 or 6 cars back and that gap closed that you were talking about, the rear ending started getting harder from the cars that had the biggest gap.
And you kids at home, that's why you're not supposed to tailgate.
That's right.
It doesn't work well. And these guys just had the gap close up on them. They couldn't see through the cars ahead of them. And you can see right there, bam, bam, bam.
Watch Chase Elliott. All of this happens. He drives through it. Had made a pit stop earlier, stays out here, and now the 88 is in the race lead. Well, and that comes second round of green flag pit stops that brought out the caution. Already yellow flag number 3.
Yeah, and that's got the looks of a tire going down. I'm sure from the wreck or something there was some debris on the track, and he just cut a right front tire and got in the wall.
On board with Ryan Reed, who was back there after making that pit stop moments ago.
Oh, he got loose somehow.
Yeah.
Must have been contact.
Coming down. Get up top, clear high. Coming down.
Close tri-oval. Take a look at the number 24.
Right in here.
Right in the middle.
Yeah, it's also a tricky place to be. I mean, we're starting to see Hamlin become a big issue. You can see the back of the car just comes up out a little bit. Looks like the 19th of Carl Edwards. When he got up to his left rear, it just started pushing the air on that car, and it just took the air off of the spoiler, and around he came.
It just stepped out, and I think it shows that Jeff and I were talking about this earlier, how hot the 3rd and 4th turn is, because the sun beams down on that end of the speedway. Then we got a little tailwind off of turn 4. We've seen a number of cars get loose.
Watch this as he gets to the tri-oval grass.
Bam,
and that blade just digs in.
Yep. Just rips the nose right off the car. Here you go. Boom.
Oh. Not sure if there was any damage to the front of Carl Edwards, number 19, as Elliott came right across his bow. Look at Brian Vickers in the 14 in black and orange.
Gets a run up on Joey Logano, gets right to his bumper on it, maybe Joey even had to check up, and when he did that, it just took all the air off of Brian's car and off that rear spoiler, and around it went.
Saw the 19 car right there, Carl Edwards. He hit the wall. I really think you're right. What happened was, I think Joey's been having to lift off turn 4 there a little bit because the car wasn't handling good, and he just ran up on him.
2 is still up there. The 38 is half on him. 14 right wheel still out there.
Right there, you saw the left front tire just clip the apron. You could tell that as he got close to him, the car started having a little bit of an issue, and then you saw it just clip the apron, and around it went.
Here's what Brian Vickers had to say.
Need more speed. Car's handling good. 22 just get the brakes coming out of the corner.
That's what I saw. Looked like the 22. I think the car's that loose. I think Joey Logano on the 22 is loose. Had to get out of the throttle a little bit, and Brian Vickers. Oh, trouble. Turn 2 down here, guys. Turn 1 and 2. Big trouble.
2 cars hard into the wall. Chris Buescher, one of those 4 rookies, is all tied up with Matt DiBenedetto.
I'm not so sure something didn't happen to one of those cars, because that when I looked up, it was headed straight to the wall as if something happened, maybe a right front.
That was DiBenedetto first into the outside wall.
Well, he got a double whammy.
Buescher.
Anytime you see the rear tires lift up off of a car as it makes impact, you know that's a huge hit.
What I don't like about that is that Buescher hit the wall head on, and then he got hit by DiBenedetto here in the driver's or in the right side, trying to get a double whammy here.
Can't quite grasp what turned both of those cars. No. They weren't really right together when they came into frame and headed towards the wall.
This happens 8 laps shy of halfway.
Top 5. He goes the outside of the 14 of Brian Vickers here. He drifts up high, but now watch. He's going to come down. He's going to side draft. He wants that left front right on the right rear quarter panel of the 14. But as he gets off the corner, it just comes around on him.
We've seen that several times today. You start to make a abrupt move like that off 4, you spin out.
That looked almost just like Chase Elliott.
Exactly.
His teammate.
Well, you know, we've documented all week long how fast these cars are.
And bumper, he's still going to be there. He doesn't have up, though. 3's going to get to him, though. You're going to keep slow off the corner here. Here they come. Here comes the 3 at your bumper. Looking in there, the 3. Keep coming, buddies. Hold the brake here. Hold the brake. Straight it out. Caution will be out here. Hold the brake here.
And the favorite.
Sorry about that, guys.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. Oh, you're riding with Biffle.
He gets a big run here on Danica. Goes to the inside. Danica wants to squeeze him and try to prevent him from making that pass. He clips her and turns her right into the grass, and unfortunately he turns himself as well into that outside wall.
A lot of movement of these cars down the back straight. We see Danica in the 10 right there. There she goes down on the inside. That car really got light. The wheels come off the ground. Roof lid.
Wow.
Push it back down.
That is turf management at its worst right there.
Spectacular shot, and she did a great job keeping it going straight, not getting into that inside wall there, causing more damage.
Let's show you this in real time.
You know, we talk about getting runs, but we also talk a lot about blocking. And right there, that was just a combination of 2 drivers wanting one bit of real estate.